God is warning you today that someone very close to you has an unforgivable plan in mind for a tragic reason. You need to prepare yourself for a significant challenge in your life before it escalates into something far worse than the ingratitude you are already witnessing, which could lead to the death of someone very special. Be careful. Amen. The angels are alerting you that someone living in your home is acting with harmful intentions. Listen closely to this warning before the danger surrounds you and causes turmoil in your home. This is a serious matter, so it is better to take precautions now rather than facing severe consequences in the future. Amen. The devil is attempting to bring a drastic situation into your life, putting you at significant risk. This could bring pain to your family due to an illness that will cause you suffering. It is better to remain silent now, to avoid breaking your life due to the evil and danger that surrounds you. Amen. The angels say that a bad influence is trying to silence your life in a sad and severe way, all for a lie. This situation could turn into something even worse than your worst nightmares and might be disguised as a new, deceptive project meant to manipulate you. Amen. God asks you to subscribe to the Angel Message channel starting on the 25th if you wish to become a completely different person and be considered financially prosperous. Make 27 different comments to break all evil bonds and ensure you are glorified. Amen. God warns that the search for peace is an ongoing inner journey where the soul longs for serenity and stillness. However, the mind is often drawn to negativity. And in this noisy world, the mind may echo words that do not reflect the true spirit seeking light. It is a challenge to maintain clarity and purity of thought when evil shadows attempt to darken the path to redemption and peace. Amen. Please write to 2211, requesting the blessing of finding mentors and advisors who can guide you with wisdom and experience, enriching your path toward success. The angels warn that every word spoken has the power to build or destroy. As emissaries of peace, they encourage us to choose our words wisely, reminding us that each phrase can heal troubled souls or divide them. The mind is a battlefield where good and evil compete for dominance, but with heavenly guidance, we can find the balance necessary for peace to prevail. Amen. The Archangel says there is a light within every soul that never goes out, even during life's most tempestuous storms. This light shines with the promise of peace and purification. However, the mind's labyrinth of thoughts can sometimes dim this light, attracting us to words and actions that do not reflect our true divine nature. We are urged to remember and rekindle that inner flame by choosing words that elevate and heal, rather than words that destroy. Amen. My son, understand that your silence, though it may be a personal choice for peace, can also cause pain for others. As you move forward, consider how your unspoken words affect those around you. Communicating your intentions and feelings can help ease the pain caused by uncertainty. Amen. The seraphim announced that silence holds as much power as spoken words. During times of transition, silence can weigh heavily, causing unintended hurt. Be cautious when choosing silence, especially when others could benefit from words of hope and guidance. Amen. God says that with each step toward the new, we must consider the old, family, and those not yet ready to let go. Your silence may be an answer for you, but for others, it can be a painful enigma. Communicating your reasons can be a balm for these pains. Amen. Comment once again, 4433. May I be a channel of blessings for others by generously sharing my successes and resources, spreading the abundance I receive. God warns that procrastination steals time and prevents us from experiencing the fullness of life. He calls us to break the chains of hesitation and move forward with determination toward our dreams. This is more than a proverb. It is a divine command to value and maximize the gifts God has given us. Amen. My son, remember that every day is a gift and every moment is an opportunity to leave your mark on the world. Do not dwell on what could have been, but focus on what can still be done. Your actions, words, and choices have the power to shape your life and impact those around you. Live so that at the end of each day, you can confidently say that you have achieved everything you set out to do. Amen. The seraphim announce that eternity touches time through the way we live our days. Every act of kindness, every decision for justice, every gesture of love echoes through time, transcending the inevitability of death. We are urged to act with eternity in mind, knowing that the true value of life lies in how we choose to live each moment given by God. Amen. God says that every act of kindness must be sown in fertile soil. When dealing with people who have a history of causing pain and suffering, special care is needed. Your kindness must be accompanied by a strategy that protects you from the traps of evil. Amen. The angels bring a reflection on the complexity of human behavior. They teach us that even in the face of those who seem irredeemable, we must act with caution. Kindness is a powerful force, but when misdirected, it can lead to undesirable results. Weigh each action with the scales of divine justice. Amen. Comment now, 6655. I ask for protection against any fraud or financial loss. May my investments be safe, and may my work be valued fairly. God is speaking to you, reminding you that wisdom must guide your interactions in a world where everything can change suddenly. Your ability to discern people's true intentions is more valuable than ever. Use your kindness, not as a cloak, but as a sword that discerns between good and evil. Amen. God warned that frequenting the wrong places exposes us to dangers and temptations that can compromise our spiritual integrity. These environments are fertile grounds for the enemy to plant seeds of despair and confusion in our lives, making us vulnerable to unnecessary suffering. Divine wisdom guides us to choose paths that strengthen our faith and protect our spirit. Amen. The angels warn that each choice of environment is directly reflected in the armor of our soul. Places that are not aligned with divine values can open gaps for the enemy to take advantage of our weaknesses, injecting discouragement and anguish into our hearts. It is crucial to remain vigilant and choose to be in places that promote good and light. Amen. The archangel says that our presence in inappropriate places serves as an invitation to the enemy to test our resilience. These places may seem harmless, but they are often spiritual battlefields where the enemy hopes to exploit our vulnerabilities. Stay firm in the faith and choose wisely where you step. It is an act of spiritual self-defense. Amen. God says that the restlessness you experience is a reflection of the dynamism of life. He urges you not to conform, but to continually seek paths of growth and renewal. Consider this feeling not as a deficiency, but as an indication that you are alive and breathing with the potential for success. Amen. The angels bring a message of optimism. Your restlessness is an indication that you are on the threshold of important discoveries. Use it as a catalyst for positive change, allowing it to lead you to actions that fill the perceived void with achievements and satisfaction. Amen. May perseverance and resilience be my allies, allowing me to overcome any obstacle that comes along the way to achieve my financial goals. God is speaking directly to your spirit, encouraging you to see restlessness as a blessing. It awakens you, keeps you searching, and prevents you from becoming complacent. With this energy, you are more prepared to face challenges and transform potentials into tangible realities. Amen. God warned that loneliness, although it is often a refuge, can also become a prison when we are surrounded by the hatred and pride of others. He reminds us that even when we are isolated, we are not truly alone, because He is always with us. We must seek His presence and peace, which can protect us and guide us through the whirlwind of negative emotions that surround us. Amen. The angels warn that in moments of loneliness, we are more vulnerable to the attack of those who act with hatred and pride. These negative forces seek to exploit our isolation to weaken us. But remember, even in the deepest loneliness, the compassion and protection of the angels are always at your side, ready to comfort you and defend you. Amen. The archangel says that in the silence of your loneliness, you can hear the voices of hate and pride that try to penetrate your sacred space. He encourages us to strengthen our spiritual defenses by cultivating a heart full of love and humility, which can repel these negative invasions and transform isolation into a time of growth and introspection. Amen. God warns that pride and hatred of others can make your loneliness seem even darker and deeper. However, He offers His light as guidance and comfort. Seek God's light in your moments of loneliness, and it will dispel the shadows of hatred and illuminate your path to a place of understanding and peace. Amen. God warned that celebrating or even tolerating evil acts, even without realizing it, can open doors to greater evils. Those who observe our courage and determination can also measure our resilience in the face of adversity. When we give, no matter how small, a place for evil in our lives, we invite forces that are beyond our control and wish to test the strength of our spirit. Amen. I request a clear vision of the future by precisely planning and executing the steps necessary to ensure not only my prosperity, but also that of my family. The angels warn that recognizing or celebrating a victory of the evil one is seeding ground in our souls. Each concession to these dark forces not only compromises our spiritual integrity, but also indicates to adversaries the extent of our courage, inviting even greater challenges and deeper temptations. Constant vigilance is necessary to maintain the purity of our path. Amen. The archangel says that celebrating the actions of evil, even when done in a tone of defiance or provocation, is a dangerous game. These acts can seem small and insignificant, but they are like seeds of evil that once planted can grow and become uncontrollable. It is essential that we keep our guard up and our faith strong to resist these temptations. Amen. God warns of the danger of being good without discernment. In a world full of uncertainty, it is essential to protect your heart and resources from those who seek to exploit them. Do not allow your goodness to be misused by those who do not have good intentions. Amen. My son understands that kindness does not mean ignoring wisdom. In a world where bad things can happen suddenly, it is vital to keep your eyes open and your heart guarded. Help others, but do so with discernment and protection, so your kindness is not interpreted as weakness by evildoers. Amen. The seraphim announce that the virtue of prudence is as important as that of kindness when dealing with those who have malicious intentions. It is necessary to apply both virtues. Prudence will protect you from acting impulsively, ensuring that your goodness is not exploited by those who do not value compassion. Amen. God warned that silence, although often a refuge, can also be a source of pain, especially when we are on the verge of new paths. When one chooses to be silent, one must consider those who are affected by that stillness in a time of transition. Communicating with clarity. Clear communication can prevent misunderstandings and strengthen relationships, alleviating the pain of those who might feel abandoned. Amen. I pray that every decision I make is guided by discernment and justice, aligning my actions with the divine plans for both my professional and personal life. The angels warn that silence can be interpreted in many ways, and not all interpretations are healing. When you are certain of your journey and preparing to promote yourself on a new path, silence can be seen as distance or disdain. It is crucial to use your voice intentionally to clarify your actions and reassure those who might feel insecure in your absence. Amen. The archangel reminds us that every decision to remain silent carries responsibility. Silence can create an invisible barrier that shields those who do not understand your reasons or plans as you venture onto new paths. Remember that those who remain may need your words as bridges over uncertainty. Amen. God warns that pride is a subtle trap that can ensnare even the wisest in a complex and challenging world. Humility should be your compass. Do not allow arrogance to distract you from living fully. Instead, aspire to be promoted for your virtues, not for your vanity. May pride never become the cause of your downfall. Amen. The angels warn that as you navigate the complexities of the world, pride can be a hidden enemy. It subtly encourages isolation from collective counsel and wisdom. Remain open and receptive, as each person you encounter can teach you something valuable, helping to prevent pride from leading to your downfall. Amen. The archangel explains that in the great theater of life, pride often precedes a fall. Simplicity and sincerity are virtues that elevate you above the illusions of the ego. Whenever tempted to indulge in personal aggrandizement, remember that true greatness comes from serving and learning, not from promoting yourself at the expense of others. Amen. God teaches us that true peace begins in the deepest recesses of the soul, the sacred place where only the divine can touch. The mind may be quick to judge and slow to forgive, but the soul longs for connection and understanding. Align your words and actions with this eternal search for peace by choosing to be messengers of love and agents of reconciliation in a divided world. Amen. I pray that my work is recognized and valued, opening new doors and bringing opportunities for expansion and recognition in my field. Los Angeles brings the message that every day is a new opportunity to choose peace over chaos. We are encouraged to observe our thoughts and words, as both have the power to shape our environment and influence those around us. By consciously choosing words of encouragement and hope, we can dispel the shadows of evil and illuminate the path to a more peaceful existence. Amen. God speaks directly to our hearts, reminding us that we are made in the image of His eternal light. He calls us to reflect that light in every word we speak and in every action we take, knowing that our earthly journey mirrors the greater journey towards heavenly harmony. When the mind unites with the soul in the search for peace, we become beacons of hope and love in a world that desperately needs them. Amen. My son, I know that your loneliness can sometimes feel intensified by the hostile behavior of those who do not understand you or prefer to judge you rather than offer support. I am with you always, ready to listen and understand your struggles. Come to me, and together we can face these challenges, strengthening your spirit against the attacks of hatred and pride. Amen. The seraphim announce that even when you feel surrounded by negative forces in your loneliness, there is a spiritual strength available to you. They are always ready to envelop you with their wings of protection, isolating you from hatred and rising above the pride that tries to bring you down. Your presence is a constant reminder that you are never truly alone. Amen. God says that every moment of loneliness is also an opportunity to connect more deeply with Him. When hatred and pride surround your heart, turn to prayer and meditation. These practices open doors to greater understanding and a deeper connection with those who truly care and seek to understand you. Amen. God warns against the dangers of succumbing to insincere flattery. This form of praise can be a seductive distraction, leading us away from true wisdom. By calibrating our intuition, we can sense when we are being manipulated and avoid the traps that cause pain and regret. Amen. I ask God for physical and mental health, which are essential to continue working and fighting for my dreams with vigor and determination. My son, remember that sincerity rarely hides behind excessive praise. The value of true appreciation lies in its authenticity, not in the amount of praise received. Educate your intuition to recognize the difference between genuine admiration and manipulation disguised as flattery. This will protect you from unnecessary disappointments and suffering. Amen. The seraphim announce that truth is a light that dispels the shadows of deception. To keep this light shining, we must continually adjust our intuition to align with divine guidance. This allows us to see beyond the illusions and flattery that seek to divert us from the illuminated path. By remaining faithful to our inner perception, we are protected from deceptions that would seek to weaken us. Amen. God warns that the proximity of death is a truth few of us are willing to accept. Accepting that every moment is precious and every day is an invaluable gift is essential, for we never know when the final veil will be lifted. This is why God exhorts us to live fully, to embrace every second with fervor and passion, and to achieve what our heart truly desires. Living fully is the true value of human existence. Amen. The angels warn us that every breath is a call to action, a reminder that time is fleeting and every moment is a treasure. They encourage us not to postpone our dreams or words of love, for tomorrow is uncertain and life is fragile. This is why we must act with courage and love, achieving today what we desire, while honoring the gift that is life. Amen. The Archangel says that wisdom lies in recognizing the impermanence of all things. Death, always lurking, serves as a silent advisor, urging us to live authentically and with purpose. It reminds us that by living each day as if it were our last, we discover the true value of each experience and every decision made from the heart of life. Amen. God warns that pride can blind the eyes of the heart, making it difficult to see the beauties and simple truths of life. When we promote ourselves above others for the wrong reasons, without realizing it, we can pave the way for our own downfall. Instead, live with integrity and humility, and you will be elevated in a way that pride could never achieve. Amen. Gratitude fills my heart as I recognize each victory and each lesson as manifestations of divine generosity in my life, my son. Remember that the world is vast and full of lessons that can only be learned through humble experience. Pride can blind you to these lessons, locking you in a bubble of complacency. Earn promotion through your ability to remain open and approachable, and avoid those who could cause your downfall. Amen. The seraphim announce that true promotion comes from the Spirit, not from worldly achievements driven by pride. Every step taken with humility is a step toward true spiritual elevation. Let your life be an example of how to live without giving in to pride, by serving others and growing in wisdom. Amen. God warns that we are constantly under the observation of the heavens, and that each choice we make resonates in the infinite. Our words are manifestations of our inner state, and when the mind allies itself with less noble forces, we can unknowingly embark on paths of confusion and disorder. It calls us to seek clarity and spiritual purity so that our words reflect the peace that our souls deeply desire. Amen. My son, I must tell you that the path to peace is paved with forgiveness and understanding. The human mind is complex and often carries the weight of old wounds and resentments, which can lead to harsh words and hasty actions. I encourage you to release these bonds, to speak with love and compassion, for it is through these virtues that true peace is found and harmony is established. Amen. The seraphim announce that there is music in the silence and peace in the whisper of the wind. They remind us that we must listen more deeply. not only with our ears, but with our hearts, to understand that even in everyday conversations, there are opportunities to sow peace. The mind can be trained to listen to the hidden melody of existence, selecting words that are like notes in a divine score, creating symphonies of serenity. Amen. I request spiritual growth to accompany my material growth, so that my life is a reflection of the love and generosity of God. My son, your soul longs for peace and protection that will not be found in places of bad influence. These environments may seem welcoming and exciting, but in reality, they are spaces where the enemy can easily manipulate and steal the joy from your life. Choose to be in places that reflect your true essence and where the Spirit of God prevails. Amen. The seraphim announce that the environment we choose to be in can nourish our faith or erode our spiritual strength. Negative environments are like fertile soil for the enemy to cultivate anguish and tribulation in our lives. It is wise to frequent places saturated with the grace of God, where our souls can flourish in harmony and light. Amen. God says that vigilance should be our constant companion when choosing our environment. The places that put us at spiritual risk are often disguised as fun and freedom, but in reality, they are chains that restrict our spiritual growth, making us easy prey for the suffering the enemy wants to inflict. Amen. God has warned that on our human path, mistakes will be inevitable. But we must be aware that there are those who may wish to use our failures against us. As we strive to improve, it is essential to remain vigilant and not allow others to take advantage of our difficulties to humiliate us or put us at a disadvantage. Protect your heart and continue walking with integrity. Amen. The angels warn that in moments of weakness and error, there are always those who hope to take advantage. These individuals may try to consume your misery for their own benefit, seeking to place you in a position of humiliation. Always be attentive and do not allow your pain to become an insensitive spectacle. Seek support and strength from those who truly wish you the best. Amen. The archangel says that despite our mistakes, we must learn from them and not allow them to define or control us. Remember that the strength to win and the wisdom to move forward come from facing our failures with courage, not from hiding them. Those who seek to humiliate will be ineffective if you take ownership of your imperfections and turn them into stepping stones for your growth. Amen. May solidarity and mutual support characterize my interactions with colleagues and partners, creating a healthy and prosperous work environment. God says that the true measure of a life is not how many days we live, but how we live each of them. He encourages us to seek the richness of experiences, the depth of relationships, and the purity of joy that comes from living in accordance with our deepest values. Even on the brink of death, we can look back with satisfaction, knowing that we truly lived. Amen. Angels bring a message of urgency and hope, reminding us that every dawn is a new opportunity to touch someone's life and make a dream come true. There is no time for fear or indecision. There is only room for action and for the manifestation of the love that each of us can spread. Live now, because it is all we truly possess. Amen. God speaks to our hearts, asking us to free ourselves from the chains of fear and death and embrace the freedom of living. Death, though certain, must not be a shadow that scares us, but a reminder to live each day with intensity and purpose. He wants us to experience life to the fullest, finding true value in every laugh, tear, and hug. Amen. God warns that the human path is full of challenges that test our faith and resilience. Please note that while some may inadvertently contribute to your downfall, God offers a variety of spiritual resources that can ease pain and restore hope. Turn to these divine tools to stay strong in times of adversity. Amen. My child, remember that you are not alone, even when it seems like the world is conspiring against you. Every trial is an opportunity to strengthen yourself today and trust more deeply in the resources I offer. Pain can be a powerful teacher, but my grace is enough to overcome any challenge. Amen. The seraphim announced that although pain is an inevitable part of human existence, relief and divine support are always available. They encourage each person to hold on to faith, using the spiritual resources that God makes available to transform suffering into growth and despair into renewed hope. Amen. My son, remember that each of your words and actions resonates in the spiritual realm. To celebrate or even tolerate evil is to send a signal that it can be challenged. This attitude can attract adversity that measures your courage and your ability to remain faithful to your principles. Therefore, remain firm and clear in your actions, convictions, and decisions. Amen. I pray that my legacy is one of integrity and prosperity, positively impacting generations. The seraphim announced that light must always prevail over darkness. Any celebration of the actions of the evil one, even mockingly, can extinguish the light of our soul. They urge us to keep our light bright and pure by resisting the temptations to participate in or approve of such acts, regardless of the circumstances. Amen. God says that our courage and strength are tested not only in the battles we choose to fight, but also in those that evil imposes on us. By leaving room for the celebration of evil, even unintentionally, we are potentially inviting more challenges into our lives. It is essential to remain alert and resilient in the face of these trials. Amen. God warns that the concern you feel today could be a sign of growth and discovery. This gap, which seems disturbing now, presents many opportunities. Consider this as something advantageous, an invitation to explore new possibilities and expand your horizons. Your willingness to face the unknown is a virtue that can lead to great achievements. Amen. The angels warn that although restlessness can be uncomfortable, it is often the precursor to significant change. This feeling that something is missing can motivate you to seek fulfillment in new adventures and learning. See this gap as an opportunity for personal growth and enrichment. Amen. The Archangel says that your concern is a powerful tool for self-exploration and innovation. It pushes you not to settle for complacency, but to actively seek ways to improve and evolve. Accept this restlessness not as a burden, but as a gift that challenges you to do more and achieve the extraordinary. Amen. God says that the integrity of our spirit depends on our ability to discern truth amidst illusions. While deceptions can be convincing, our well-calibrated intuition guides us beyond appearances and reveals the underlying reality. Refining this skill is essential to maintaining our inner peace and avoiding the suffering that false praise can bring. Amen. The angels bring a message of caution. Incessant flattery is often a sign of hidden intentions. When we allow ourselves to be seduced by endless praise, we can lose sight of our moral and spiritual compass. It is essential to calibrate our intuition, maintain clarity of vision, and avoid being deceived by those who use praise as a tool for their own purposes. Amen. God is speaking to the heart of each person, urging them to listen to the small but firm voice of intuition. It is a divine gift that helps us discern between good and evil, truth and falsehood. When we are faced with the deceptions of everyday life, we must remember that our intuition, when aligned with divine wisdom, is the key to avoiding the pitfalls of flattery and the suffering that comes later. Amen. God warned that in the midst of adversity, those around us can often unknowingly contribute to our fall. Therefore, it is essential to be alert and prudent, discerning not only the intentions of others, but also the obstacles that can be disguised as opportunities. The pain caused by such situations is real, but it is important to remember the divine resources that offer comfort and strength. Amen. The angels warn that betrayal and bad faith can come from where we least expect it. Keep in mind that while some may contribute to your fall, heaven is always at your side, offering resources that transcend human understanding and heal pain. Seek refuge in the spiritual strength that never fails, even in the most challenging moments. Amen. The Archangel says that in the battle against the forces that seek our ruin, we must equip ourselves with wisdom and discernment. Keep in mind that the enemy often uses those close to us as instruments of our pain. However, there are heavenly resources to strengthen us and guide us through the shadows towards the light. Amen. God says that the path of the righteous is paved with humility and service. Pride may offer a tempting and bright path, but it is fleeting and dangerous. Seek the promotion that comes from a refined character and a pure heart, and you will find stability and honor that pride could never offer. Amen. The angels bring a message of vigilance and care. They remind us that pride is a cunning adversary that always lurks in the shadows of our greatest victories. Celebrate your successes with a grateful heart and a humble spirit, ensuring that your promotion is lasting and true. Amen. God is speaking to you today, encouraging you to examine your heart and your motivations. The complex world in which we live requires not only intelligence, but also a wise heart. Pride can obscure both. So always seek the promotion that strengthens your spirit and ennobles your journey. Amen. God warned that intuition is a sacred gift, an inner compass guided by the divine hand. However, when we are faced with the deceptions that unfold before our eyes, our ability to discern the truth can be questioned. Indulging in flattery and ignoring warning signs can lead us down a path of suffering. It is essential to calibrate our intuition to recognize the truth and avoid the traps of deception. Amen.